Hello, everybody, and welcome back down by the rink. My name is Jason Cusimano,
And my name is Billy Schwalbach.
and we got a banger for you today. So, obviously, guys, this is the first ever Down by the Rink podcast, and we're very excited to be starting this up. So, first, Billy's going to tell you a little bit about himself, and then I will tell you about myself, and then we'll just get you guys familiar with what's going to go on these podcasts. So, go ahead, Billy.
I'm just your classic teenage boy from Long Island, New York. Big Islanders fan. Love the Islanders, always did. Fun story, I'll tell you how I got into them. I used to go to Catholic school, and actually, all my friends liked the Rangers, and I was like, screw you, I'm gonna like the Islanders. And then the Islanders were doing better, and I was like, boom, my team's better, and I like the Islanders. So, yeah. Let's go Isles.
That's actually hilarious. My name is Jason Cusimano. I'm also an Islander fan. I'm an Islander fan because my dad was an Islander fan, and decided that I liked the color blue that they used better than the Rangers when I was like 8 years old. So that was dope. Um, but yeah, I'm a real Islander fan now. Actually, I've noticed myself slowly becoming less of an Islander fan and more of an NHL fan. Like just as a whole, just the game of hockey. Like I don't feel for the Islanders as much as I used to because I just like the sport now. Um, I used to just be like, oh yeah, I'm an Islander fan. Woo, watch one game every season with my dad, but now I love the sport and I just watch and I look at all the highlights and it's all a lot of fun. Obviously, I look for the Islanders the most, but it's only like this big right now. All right. So now you guys have gotten to know us a little bit, and you guys will get to know us a little bit more as time goes on. But pretty much what you're gonna get to see here is a whole lot of hockey. So once the hockey season's back in full force, we're gonna do some highlights on this channel. I actually have a pretty good setup which I can show one of my screens. So we'll just go on YouTube that way, and I will show you guys some of the highlights from the night before or from the week before that were like amazing. Like I'll probably show like top 10 plays of the week and stuff like that. And then after that, we'll go into some of the hockey gossip and what's going on around the league, like big trades, big headlines, like rumors that might be happening that would interest any hockey fan. Just stuff like that. You got anything to add, Billy?
Yeah, basically just whatever news comes in, we'll have it to you by Friday evening throughout the whole week, and if there's anything in the upcoming week. We even have a segment that's gonna be in each episode where we do like famous birthdays for players, both active and inactive, for the upcoming week so that you could get excited. Like, let's say, woohoo, Wayne Gretzky's birthday is coming up. Let me celebrate. Or, woohoo, Wayne Gretzky's birthday is coming up. I don't care. I will not celebrate. Whichever your choice will be.
At which point you
So,
could skip 5 minutes and be fine.
yes.
All right.
So,
So I think we've pretty much covered everything. You got anything else?
no, let's get started.
All right, sounds good to me. So obviously, this week was a big week in hockey. The NHL commissioner, as well as a bunch of others, have come out with the new playoff format, as well as what teams will be placed where for the beginning of it. Um, so I can actually pull it up right here. So it's going to be a playoff format of 24 teams. Billy actually watched the NHL Network version of it yesterday, so he'll probably have more insight than I will. But it's supposed to be top four seeds from each conference, and then the 5th through 12th seeds are going to play in a best of five qualifying round, one or two rounds. So the top four in the Eastern Conference are going to be the Bruins, Tampa Bay, Washington, and Philadelphia. Philadelphia is actually an interesting one to me. And then in the West, they're going to have St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas. And then the other eight seeds in each conference are going to be facing off in a qualifying round. So that's actually really interesting.
Yeah. So I'll add on to that. So we'll just go through basically how it's going to work. once they return to play, which is not expected to be until after like mid-July ish, that's when they'll officially start playing around. That's the soonest at least. There will be 24 teams playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the Stanley Cup. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. They're going to split up for how they'll do the arenas just to keep social distancing. There's going to be two hub cities, um, one for the Eastern Conference and one for the Western Conference.
So does
So
that
the
mean
following,
so does that mean that,
I'm
that
sorry.
the playoffs are going to take a while because it's going to be all in one city, so they can't do
Um,
multiple games a day?
yeah. So Commissioner Bettman says he's expecting like the playoffs to take about a month and a half or so, and then to start play for next season in like November at the earliest. But if he has to move it back, he's willing to, and to shorten next just to make it work. So
I think that's
the
kind of nuts
following,
though. Like it's kind of nuts
yeah,
because now that we've pushed it so many months ahead, every sport's going to be going at once. So how is stuff like NBC and MSG? How are they going to know whether to play basketball, baseball, or hockey? Like this,
yeah, they're
it's gonna be crappy way of going about things. It really is.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of games at the same time. There's going to be a lot of like game marathons, I guess you can say, where it's just like a whole day of one sport or whatever.
Yeah,
So we'll see how that all works out.
if I was baseball, I'd cancel this season because they haven't even started, so they don't even have to worry about it. I would just cancel the season because if we let up baseball, then everything else can just kind of fold in the right way. But
Yeah.
baseball is just an issue, and then especially if social distancing goes till July, playoffs
Mhm.
September, just as football starting up, that's gonna get weird. It's just I don't know, dude.
Yeah. So I'll go through the possible cities that could be hubs. We have Chicago for the Western, Dallas, Edmonton, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis/St. Paul in Minnesota, and Vancouver, British Columbia. And then the possible hub cities for the Eastern Conference would be Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Toronto, Ontario. So,
I'd probably go with Toronto and Montreal if I had to, if I because hockey's a Canadian sport. So like as much as we
yeah,
love it, as much as we're probably like, oh damn, New York City wasn't on there, but you know, um,
yeah.
Canada's probably the best way to go, and I'm sure that's where they'll go. But I don't think Edmonton would be a good fit. Edmonton seems too small to me. Like other than the Oilers, they have nothing to do with hockey.
So we'll see how that all works out. That's going to be picked based on how, like, COVID-19 conditions are. Once they get back, they'll announce that in about a month. So yeah. So the top four teams in each conference, there's 12 teams going up in each conference. Top four seeds are going to play in a round robin, just one game against each to decide the seeding for that. So that seed is subject to change based on how that goes. And then seeds 5 through 12 will just go in like a qualifying round, best of 5 games as the round robin is going. So we'll go through the teams for the Eastern Conference. The round robin would be Boston, Tampa, Washington, and Philadelphia. And then the qualifying round would be number 5 Pittsburgh versus number 12 Montreal, number 6 Carolina versus number 11 Rangers, number 7 Islanders versus number 10 Florida, and number 8 Toronto versus number 9 Columbus. So, do you want to go through quickly maybe predictions?
Yeah, just let me pull it up so that I can remember the teams. And
Okay.
then definitely I want to go and try to figure that out.
All right. So
So
while
you did that for
you're
the
doing
Eastern
that,
Conference, right?
yeah. So while you're doing that, I'll announce the Western Conference. The round robin would be between St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas. And then the qualifying rounds would be number 5 Edmonton versus number 12 Chicago, number 6 Nashville versus number 11 Arizona, number 7 Vancouver versus number 10 Minnesota, and number 8 Calgary versus number 9 Winnipeg. So
Right.
we'll go through some predictions quickly.
I don't think it makes any sense to do predictions for the round robin because it barely matters.
Okay.
But I think the qualifying rounds we should definitely give it a shot.
Okay.
So Pittsburgh on Montreal. I think that's easily Pittsburgh. I think
Yeah.
Pittsburgh has better firepower. They don't even have Montreal doesn't even have much of a better goalie anymore. Like Price is getting up there in age. Weber's getting up there in age. All their top guns are about to leave, and they don't have anything to back it up. So
Yeah. Like
I
I
don't
made the
see Pittsburgh.
mistake. Yeah, I'm gonna say Pittsburgh. Just watching both teams throughout this past season. Um, Montreal hasn't been that great. They're
No,
seeded 24 overall.
Montreal is
So
one of those teams that shouldn't even be in the playoffs right now, but they have to be because
yeah.
of this. Um,
So Carey
but
Price has had a very bad year this year. Like you said, Weber's getting basically their team's just getting older and getting worse, and they need to get a new young core going
but you
to
know
really
what?
grow.
But you know what? The same thing with Pittsburgh though. Pittsburgh has an old core that once they're gone, they have nothing. Pittsburgh has
Yeah.
the same
So
thing going on, but they have an old core that's getting better with age. Like they have a core that's aging like fine wine, while Montreal has a core that's aging, dropping off, and they have no idea what to do about it. Because this is
yeah,
how they always fall. They always fall just shy of the playoffs in that horrible draft spot where you don't get a good draft pick, but you didn't do amazing in the last season, so you need a good draft pick. It's just it sucks for them. It really does because they do it every year.
yeah. But every sport has that one team.
Yeah.
All right. How about Carolina versus Rangers?
Ooh, I Carolina probably. I would say Carolina.
All right. So I
Sebastian
looked
Aho,
into this.
Andrei Svechnikov, all those guys. They just like I get they got Panarin and Zabinajad, but I just don't see because Carolina's just a better all around depth, solid team. I don't see the Rangers combating that, even with the King and net.
All right. So I'm gonna agree to disagree with you. I actually think the Rangers will win for multiple reasons. I will say I think the Rangers are going to win in 5, and this is going to be a great to watch.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
didn't say with Pittsburgh and Montreal.
oh, it's all good. I'm just saying that to say that. If you want
Yeah,
to say that, I'm saying Pittsburgh in 4.
I say Pittsburgh in 4 too.
Okay.
All right,
So
but
then what
anyway,
about? Yeah. So I'm saying Rangers in 5. Um, they are 4-0. They went 4-0 against the Hurricanes this season, so that's good. Also, as long as I guess, Lundqvist is getting older, so this would be a great way to like get their new goalies to have playoff experience. So I would say they put them in, maybe like switch out Georgiev and Lundqvist, like game by game, maybe. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm saying Rangers in 5.
I'm saying Carolina in 4. I think it's going to be no contest. I don't see the Rangers pulling up. They haven't been clutch in 20 years. Like I don't see them clutching anything up.
Okay,
But
that's
agree
fair.
to disagree.
Yep.
And then we got the Islanders versus the Florida Panthers. Now the Florida Panthers are a total underdog right here. Total underdog.
Yeah.
Because Florida hasn't been good. The only thing that used to be good about them were Luongo and Yager, both of which are gone. So now they're stuck. And I can name one amazing player on Florida. I can name Barkov, and that's it. Other than that,
Okay.
I can't name any superstar talent.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
but they're just a solid team, I guess. That's why they're kicking it right now. But dude, this is hard because the Islanders are a streaky team. They could have 3 losses in a row and get cleaned up, or they could have 3 wins in a row and nail it. The Islanders are so streaky. I don't know what to do. Um, I'd say I don't know, dude. You?
I do.
What do you got?
I'm gonna say Isles in 4.
Isles and
Um,
4.
we have a great play against Florida. We just seem to always beat them. The playoffs a couple of years ago, we won in 6, I believe. We went 3-0 against them this year. We just, I don't know what it is, but we know how to play against them. We know how to score on them. So I think Florida's going to have one good game in there. I don't think it's going to be a sweep, but I think the Isles are going to win.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. Yeah, I'd say Isles and 4 too. That makes sense to me. Cause yeah, if they really turn it on, like, cause they have the power to be a conference final or Stanley Cup team when they play smart. But when they don't
Mhm.
play smart and they don't start hitting and they don't, the fan in me's getting in the way right now. Hold on. All right. So anyway, the Islanders are very streaky, but I think yeah, against Florida, I think they could definitely come out with a dub.
Yeah,
So that's that. And now Toronto and Columbus, I don't even think we need to say anything.
it's definitely going to be Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's gonna rip right through them.
Okay. What would be really amazing? I'm really excited if the seeding somehow works out, where if Boston um like stays in the seed to end up versus Toronto in the second round, that would probably be the best series of the whole playoffs. I'm thinking. Like there are many great rivalries that could possibly happen. Islanders Rangers probably won't because they're both low seeds and opposite sides, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So do we want to move on to the West now?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. Edmonton versus Chicago. That's really weird.
Uh, yeah,
Edmonton versus
I'm
Chicago
gonna.
is really weird because they're both teams that either no one expected to make the playoffs or people expect more from. Like Chicago is totally under. It's totally under. What is the word?
Rated, underrated,
No, not
underdog.
underrated. Totally. Um. Uh. Holy crap. Oh, totally underachieving this year.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
Um. And Edmonton's overachieving depending on what they wanted. Compared to what everybody thought was going to happen. They're really kicking ass. And so I don't know. I don't know what I'd say here. I'd probably say Edmonton in 5.
All right. Um, I'm gonna say Edmonton in 5. I think Patrick Kane and Jonathan Tays are gonna come out clutch in this series. Not clutch enough versus the McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins line.
That's not a
Uh,
line.
oh, Nugent Hopkins.
No, Drysaitl's on line too. He's playing center now.
Oh, really?
You think
Oh, I
so?
didn't even realize.
Well,
But yeah, that
maybe for the playoffs they'll put him on the same line.
yeah, because that would be a scary line that can probably push them through at least a couple rounds.
That's a
So
fact.
I'm saying Edmonton in 5.
Yeah, Edmonton in 5 for me too. All right, Nashville and Arizona. These are two weird teams. These are two teams that I don't even think about when I think of the playoffs ever. I mean, I think of Nashville a little bit, but hmm,
I'm honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go with Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah, maybe.
Arizona because Nashville, it seems like their main way to win is with their fans. Their fans are known as probably like the loudest in the whole league. So with no fans being in the playoffs, I don't think they're going to do too well. They're not going to get as hyped up and ready. And I think Arizona is just going to come out clutch with Taylor Hall, uh, Phil Kessel, Oliver Ekman Larson. Like I think they're all going to come out clutch.
See, that's where you lost me with Taylor Hall. He doesn't want to be there. He's
Yeah,
not gonna
he
be
doesn't
there.
want to be
He's
there.
gonna be an R. He's gonna be not an RFA. He's gonna be UFA after this year. He doesn't want to be there. That's why I feel like he's gonna underperform. Has he underperformed this year? Hold on, let me look this up for a second here. I'm looking up his stats because I think he has underperformed this year
Yeah.
because he's been all over the place. He started out the year in New Jersey, and now he has 52 points in 65 games, minus 14.
So that's a lot of points, but the minus 14. That's
Yeah, like
so
he's not. That's not a lot of points. 52 points in 65 games. He could
that's
probably
a
do better. I'm
decent
sure he
amount.
could do better than that.
Yeah, he can, but that's still a decent amount.
Yeah, I know, but let's see. Let's see. He's put up. Hold on, 1920. He's put up 52 points, like I said. And then the year before he had 37 and 33, meaning he was over point per game. Over point per game, under. Yeah, so the last 3 years he was over point per game, and now all of a sudden he's under again, which makes absolute sense to me because he's been thrown all over the map. But I don't think, I still think he's too confused as to where he wants to be to get anything done.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
he's
as a whole, I still think Arizona's better, and I still think they'd take it in 5.
mhm.
But yeah, Hall's a weird situation. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
He's sucking. But the
So
thing is, he's probably gonna get a lot of money this summer. Well, this fall, I guess. But
yeah. So we'll see who signs him, where he goes. You guys will know as soon as we know.
yeah, it's a fact. And actually, I plan on putting some. If you follow the YouTube channel and you're not listening to this on Spotify or something like that, um, I actually plan on putting up little videos here and there that aren't just podcasts, that are also, just for fun for the fans. So if you want to check out the YouTube channel, it's going to be youtube.com/ DownByTheRink official. Anyway, Arizona in 5. So, Vancouver and Minnesota. Vancouver and Minnesota.
Um,
Vancouver, probably.
I'm gonna go with Vancouver. They have a lot of great young players like Quinn Hughes at defense. They have Elias Pettersson. They have a lot of great young players. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say in. I actually think this might be a to say Vancouver.
All right, I'm probably gonna say Vancouver in 3-2. They do have a really young core. Quinn Hughes is gonna be the biggest thing ever in 3 years. Um, Patterson's already about to be the biggest thing, but it's just amazing because Minnesota, they had a pretty good thing going for a little while there. But now those guys who are giving them that pretty good thing going are getting older and they're starting to slip. And they actually did pick up a couple new guys. Like they picked up Fiala some time ago, a couple months ago. They picked up another young kid. I don't remember his name. But I think they did pick up a couple more. It might have just been Fiala. But they did pick up some younger guys, and maybe that'll boost the team a little bit because they don't belong in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, so now Calgary versus Winnipeg. I 100% know what I'm picking, but I want to hear what you're saying first.
This one, I'm honestly not 100% positive on. This is one of the couple that I'm not.
Really?
Um,
I'm
yeah.
positive. I'm immediately.
I think like Calgary does have a couple great players like Giordano and Johnny Gaudreau, but when you look at the rosters, it seems like Winnipeg has more,
Dude,
like
dude,
Blake Wheeler.
dude,
What?
dude.
What? What?
Line, Shifley, Wheeler, Hellebuck. Dude, they're on fire this season, and you're gonna say that Calgary has a chance?
Calgary might have a chance because they do have a couple great players. They did good this season. I think the only reason why they're seated so low is because they're in the Pacific. But when you look, they really got fifth in their division. So that's not the greatest. But
No, that's a seed that doesn't belong in the playoffs. Same with Winnipeg, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Winnipeg in this would be a good series to see go to five,
I think
honestly.
it will. Winnipeg in 4. 100%.
I I think it might go to five.
If Calgary wins, I'd honestly be shocked. Like, I really would.
But I mean last year, let's go with Carolina sweeping Tampa. Like anything can happen.
Carolina
The
didn't sweep
Islanders
Tampa
swept the
last
Penguins.
year. Carolina swept the Isles last year.
No, before that, in round one. Who swept Tampa?
Oh, right. Okay. Um, yeah, so the Islander. Yeah, there were a lot of sweeps in the last playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Islanders
So
swept the Penguins, which nobody thought would happen. And then um, Carolina swept them. And then didn't they get swept after. Didn't they get swept by the Bruins?
they might have.
I
I
think it
don't
was the
think they got
Bruins and
swept.
wasn't it the Bruins and the Blues in the last cup final?
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it might have gone to
I'm
6
pretty
though. Now that I'm remembering like highlights and stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm not 100%, but
Yeah,
it's
but
always
either way, we are. This is gonna be very interesting. To see how all of this plays out, and you guys are gonna get the news as soon as it happens, right down by the rink. That was
yep.
cringe, but it's okay. Um, so you got any final notes on the play format?
Um, Not really. They announced how the draft lottery is gonna work. So the 7 teams with that did not make the playoffs, that would be the in order of chances for the draft lottery from highest to lowest. We would have the Red Wings, the Senators, and then the Senators again because they acquired that draft pick in a trade with the Sharks.
Oh my
So
god.
and then we'll have the Kings, the Ducks, Devils, Sabres, and then the final 8 teams will be from the qualification round, all the teams that lose there based on points percentage from this. So
It's actually gonna be amazing to see what happens with this draft because I feel like if your team ends up with the prodigy that is Alexis Lafreniere,
yeah,
like you're done. Like you're done. Like he's gonna be nuts. I think the same. My boy has got to be Quentin Byfield. I love him. Like I think he's dope. Like he's like I don't know. I feel like I'm always a sucker for loving second best. I don't know why. Just like second best is just a thing for me. I don't know why.
second is the best.
Third is the one with the
What can you
treasure
say?
test. All right, we just went back to fourth grade for a moment there, but anyway, um, so that's pretty much it with the new format, right?
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see how this works out. This is honestly a great plan that they came up with. I
Yeah,
did not think it would be this good, but
I didn't think it would
they
be
did
this at
it.
all.
Yeah.
I
So
remember there
they
were a
did
bunch
it
of
with,
different ideas, right?
yeah, there were a bunch of different ideas. This, there were rumors for a little bit of not even having a playoffs, which kind of scared me.
They wouldn't have done that though, because it's
Yeah,
a lot of money wasted. It's a lot of money
yeah.
wasted.
So I knew it wouldn't happen, but still, like hearing those rumors on like sports news channels like NBCSN, NHL Network, all that, like that was kind of scary for me.
Yeah, I got you.
Um, but yeah, that's basically the play format.
It's pretty good.
So we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, and then I wanted to bring up something that actually Billy brought to my attention that he'd have to carry away for me because I actually have not been as in the news as he has been lately. But he was talking about the World Championships next year and how Canada and America are in the same beginning group.
Oh yeah. So for any of you guys that follow international hockey, um, obviously they'll be having the World Championship. The World Championship this year was canceled. It was supposed to be in Switzerland, so they canceled that due to COVID-19. Um, but now next year is going to be the host countries are Latvia and Belarus. So one interesting thing that's the biggest news for me is both the United States and Canada are going to be in the same like round robin group. So that's going to be great. Um, very exciting. Usually it's the United States and Canada like always getting at least top four,
Yeah,
both of those
usually that's
teams.
like the big matchup. Like the funny part is it's always the big matchup, yet Canada like almost always wins.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's
if
not a big matchup because Canada always wins, but it's still like
yeah. So if you don't know, there's 8 teams in each like round robin group. Um, for the tournament, the top four will end up moving on to the quarterfinals for the elimination rounds, and then 5, 6, 7 won't move on, but they'll stay in the same division and still be in the um, tournament the next year. And then the eighth team in each group will actually go down to Division 1A for the next year. So they won't be in the World Tournament anymore unless they get first the next. So the first team in Division 1A will move up to be in the tournament next, and then the last team in each group in the tournament will move down. So that's how that works. So I guess I'll read through the groups based on world ranking right
sure.
now.
Yeah, you want to go
All
on
right.
that? You do that.
So in Group A, who will be playing in Latvia, I believe. Yeah, I think Group A is playing in Latvia. It will be Russia, Sweden, Czech Republic, Switzerland, Slovakia, Denmark, Belarus, and Great Britain. And then Group B, which will be playing in. Oh, I'm sorry. Group B is playing in Latvia, and Group A is playing in Belarus. So Group B will be Canada, Finland, United States, Germany, Latvia, Norway, Italy, and Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan.
But
It's the same thing. Like, come on.
that's pretty interesting. Okay, so it's pretty much so by the end we're gonna know who's better between Canada and US, but then it'll just be whichever one of them ends up versus Russia.
Yeah. So
Russia's gonna be
that's what
huge.
it seems like. I'm gonna say Russia and Sweden. I think that's actually gonna be a good matchup because there's a lot of NHL players that they usually do pretty well. So I'm gonna say top two in each group is actually gonna be Russia and Sweden, definitely. And then I'm honestly not sure on Group B. It's gonna be top two will either be Canada, Finland, and United States. Because Finland's kind of like a sleeper team. No one really watches them, but they are good.
Yeah,
Like
they
I
are
think they
actually
have
really
a
good.
chance to compete. So we will see how that goes also.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting format. So, would you like to move on now to player birthdays?
Player birthdays. Okay. This is probably going to be my favorite part every week. We do birthdays. We'll do Saturday to Sunday from when this video comes out every Friday. And as I said, you could either celebrate, you cannot celebrate, whatever your choice may be. Um, yeah.
Yep. If this
So
is on
we'll
YouTube,
start
I
off.
will. If this is on YouTube, I will leave a comment down below. Skipping this section. If it matters to you, you can go down below and skip the section because I'm in charge of the YouTube channel, and so I will put that comment up after this video goes out.
Yes. So we'll go like one or two players for each day. So we'll start with May 30th. We have Mike Bashai, who played for Edmonton in 2004. He played 14 games and got 2 assists with 19 penalties in minutes. So
Holy crap!
that's that's a little crazy. And then we'll go. This guy looks pretty interesting. We'll go Greg Jolie. From he played on Washington and Detroit from 1975 to 1983. He played 365 games with 21 goals and 76 assists. That's 97 points. He had a minus 165 with 250 penalties in minutes.
Crap.
Okay,
Minus
so May
165, dude. Yo.
Alright. So if you were born on May 30th, you obviously should you either better be great or you should just not be playing hockey because you probably won't do well. Alright. So May 31st, we have we'll go with Joel Armia, who I believe is still actively playing.
He is.
He's played on Buffalo and Winnipeg, and he currently plays on Montreal from 2015 to present. So far, he's played 295 games with 55 goals, 56 assists. That's 111 points. Only a minus one and 96 penalties in minutes. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then we'll go with Eric Carlson. He has played, I'm sure most of you have heard his name before. He has played
Definitely.
on Ottawa and San Jose from
He's on
2010 to present.
he's on San Jose now, right?
Um, yeah, he's currently on San Jose. He's played 736 games so far with 135 goals, 468 assists for 603 points, minus 45, and 354 penalties in minutes. Now we are going into June. We have Paul Coffey, who's played for many teams from 1981 to 2001.
Yeah.
So 1,409 games played, 396 goals, 1,135 assists for 1,531 points.
He's
He
overpoint
has,
per game as a defenseman.
yes,
He's a
that's
defenseman and
insane.
he's over point per game. That's insane.
He has a plus 298 with 1,802 penalties in minutes.
All right, so he's a little bit of a goon, but that's okay.
And then,
Wow, what a career.
yeah, that's a great career. And that's why many people remember his. And then we'll go with a player that's currently playing still. We have Roman Josi from the Nashville Predators. He's played from 2012 to the present. 632 games played, 109 goals, 304 assists. for 413 points. He has a plus 66 and 234 penalties.
Not
So,
bad.
not bad at all. Day number 4, June 2nd, we'll go with Scott Bugstad. He's played on the Minnesota North Stars, Pittsburgh, and the LA Kings from 1984 to 1992. He's played 317 games, 76 goals, 68 assists for 144 points. He's a minus 37 and 144 penalties.
All right.
And then we will go with is there any active players? I do not see any active. We'll go Patrick Berglund. He played for St. Louis and Buffalo from 2009 to 2019. 717 games played, 170 goals, 156 assists for 326 points. He has a plus 5 and 248 penalties.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you.
Pretty good stuff, dude.
Yeah, so some of these are pretty interesting. We'll start off with this is June 3rd now. We'll do Gord McTavish, because that's just a cool name. He's played for St. Louis and I don't even know what that abbreviation. WIN. Do you know who that is?
WIN.
Is
If
that
you're
like
on YouTube
old
right now,
Winnipeg?
comment down below what that is. That might have been old Winnipeg.
That might have been Winnipeg before they were in Atlanta and moved back. But yeah, let us know who that was. So he's played from 1979 to 1980, 11 games played, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. He has a plus 2 and only got 1 minor penalty in the 11 games. And then we will go with Philip Klopik. I do not know how to say that. He's on Ottawa currently since 2018. He's played 56 games with 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points. He has a minus 14 and 18 penalties in minutes.
Yep.
All right, so this is day 6, I believe. We will go Matt Bartkowski. He's played on Boston, Vancouver, Calgary, and Minnesota from 2011 to 2019. 255 games played, 8 goals, 40 assists, 48 points, minus 11, and 157 penalties. And we'll go Alan Kuntz. He's played for the Rangers from 1942 to 1946. 45 games played, 10 goals, 12 assists for 22 points, 0 plus minus, and then 12 penalties in minutes.
Pretty good.
And then the final day, June 5th, we will go Pierre Gagne. He played on Boston in 1960. 2 games played, minus 2. That's it.
That's great, bro. He's minus 2,
Okay.
no points, bro.
Yeah, no points, no penalties. So pretty smart player, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we also have, who's still active, Cam Atkinson from Columbus. He's been playing for them since 2012. 571 games played, 198 goals, 170 assists for 368 points. He has a plus 33 and 142 penalties.
Not bad at all.
So
It's a career.
happy birthday to all of you.
That's dope. All right. So that's pretty cool. So I'm thinking now we can move on and talk about some of the guys that we missed out on 15 games with. All right, guys. So now on to the top players of 2020 season. The 1920 season had a bunch of guys who really turned it on, who really either proved themselves, proved that last year wasn't a fluke, or proved that they really belong in the NHL. And I'm sure for both of us, a couple names come right up to the head. People who have
Yeah.
really done amazing this season. I know for me, I definitely got a couple, and I'm gonna start with my first one. And my first one is definitely going to be Winnipeg Jets goalie Connor Hellebuck. Now, he's 26 years old, and he's already one of the best goaltenders in the league. Um, Last year, he was freaking amazing. Like, the guy he's never had a year like that. I'm actually going to bring up his stats because he's actually unbelievable. And it's really freaking cool how he came out of his shell this season. Last season, he did pretty well, but this season, he's definitely gotten much, much, much better. So last year, 18-19, played 63 games, and he had 34 wins, 23 losses, but he had a 290 GAA and a 913 save percentage, which was freaking amazing. But um, last year is when he really came out. Like this season, he played 58 games, 31 wins, 21 losses, which isn't great. But he had a 257 GAA and a save percentage of 922. Vezina Trophy year for this guy. Unbelievable. Um,
Yeah.
like save percentage over 920. He's top five in the league 100%. He wasn't until just recently. He had a really good 2017-2018 year and a really good 2015-2016 year, but in between he had some faulty seasons. But he's had he's had one of his best years ever this year, and he's destined for an amazing freaking career.
Yeah. So he's still young. I believe he's only like
He's 26.
26. He's 26. So yeah. When you look back at his stats, he's had 6 shutouts, top 10 in wins, um, tied for the most in games, and he still has a great season. So I think he's gonna have a great career. He's definitely gonna continue to grow, especially with the whole Winnipeg lineup. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna say he was the best goalie. I think
He was top
I
five.
don't think he's gonna win. Yeah, he was definitely even like top three. But I think the Vesna is honestly gonna be like Tuukka Rask or Darcy Kemper.
All right, you bring up Kemper, I'll bring up Rask, and we will compare some stats.
So Kemper, he has this year 29 games played, 16, 11, and 2. Um, 222 goals against with a 928 save percent, which is points over from his career save percent. So
That's pretty good, but I think Tuca definitely has him beat. 41 games played, 26 wins, 212 goals against average, and a 929 save percentage with 5 shutouts on the year, um, which is actually definitely up from his entire career. But he's actually really great. He's actually approaching 300 wins, and he might have gotten it if the season had finished. Um, but yeah, he's about to hit 300 wins. He's got a great career on his belt.
yeah, so I'm liking Tuca getting the Vesna. I think
Does he
he's
already
gonna
have a
be more
Vesna?
likely.
Yeah, he does have a
Um,
Vesna. He has a Vesna
I think
2013,
he has one.
2014.
Yeah. So I think he's had a great year.
Yeah.
Especially with like the whole Boston, how they got this year. They're right now seated first in the East, subject to change, obviously.
They're first in the league right
But
now.
are they?
Yeah, in points, they
Yeah.
hit 100
So
points before the season even start. Before the season ended.
yeah. So I'm liking Boston risk getting.
Well, this is the year for Boston because Bergeron's getting older, Marchand's getting a little older. You know, it's not bad yet, but they're getting older, and this is the end of their primes. So it's going to be interesting to see. But Boston is definitely doing it right because they got a nice young core headed by David Pastrnak, who I think should be on the cover of NHL 21. But we're not going to get into that now. But definitely all around solid team, best team in the league this year. Look at the stat sheet, and yeah, it's a pretty good. What a year for them. Do you have anybody else that comes to mind as far as like regular players?
Um, Goalies not specifically. I'll go regular players. I really liked how Draisaitl and McDavid both did amazing this year.
Yeah, actually, Draisaitl is probably one of the most underrated players in the game today. Like because he's behind McDavid, everybody looks at McDavid as this Jesus guy. And yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I just hit my mic. But I understand that he's amazing and he's gonna smash the record books. I understand that, but I don't think he's all the people crack him up to be. Like he's not. He's not gonna break a Gretzky record. He's not gonna do it. Like he's good, but I don't see him hitting 2,000 points. Nobody can do that, dude. That was like God mode. That was like Gretzky. Like he would go home and inject himself with something to make him a genetically modified organism, right? And then he'd come out on the ice and just freaking. Oh, great! That's the first meme that's gonna come out of this podcast. But anyway, he was just my God. There's no
Yeah.
way McDavid's gonna combat that. But Draisaitl is freaking great too, and they gotta give him some credit. You know?
So yeah, I think Draisaitl's much better. If you look at the stats,
Oh yeah, Draisaitl's
um,
better than McDavid. I
he's had
100%.
4 more assists and 9 more goals. So that's 13 more points over the. I think Draisaitl is honestly very underrated. Not many
Yeah,
people think of him. When everyone thinks of the Oilers, they just think of McDavid because he's the captain. Which,
yeah,
I mean, I understand that, but like Draisaitl's very
yeah,
underrated.
definitely. Um, so that's pretty good. And then if we go back to the Bruins, I definitely want to talk about David Pastrnak. I kind of alluded to this, but I want to get into his stats because he's actually disgusting as far as how well he's done. He's 23, I want to say.
24.
He's 24. He had 95 points in 70 games this year. He had 48 goals. He tied with Ovechkin for the Maurice Richard this year. It's probably going to come down to the playoffs. He's almost point per game for his entire career. He's 390 games played and it's 379 points. He's freaking great. He's on. He had a shot percentage this year of almost 20%, which is
Yeah, that's crazy.
nuts. And this is only he would have hit 50 goals if we had finished the season. He honestly would
Yeah,
have.
I'm sure.
Plus minus
Because
21, 40 penalty minutes, 20 power play goals, 38 power play points. And so he's clutch. He's great. Like probably my favorite player in the NHL. For being totally honest right now, probably my favorite player. I
Um,
I will be watching his career with great interest. Star Wars
yes,
fans will understand. Um, yeah, but Pasternak is just honestly unbelievable.
yeah. So he's a great player. He's definitely gonna lead the Bruins in the future when like Marchand and Bergeron.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yep, definitely. You got anybody else?
Not specifically.
No.
It maybe Ovechkin because he tied for leading in goals. He got his 700th goal this year.
Here,
So
let's compare Ovechkin and Crosby this year. I'll do Crosby.
okay, that is definitely the biggest um rivalry between.
Between individual players. All right, so I pulled up Crosby. I guess I'll start with him. Actually, in 1920, he has 47 points on 41 games played because he was injured. Um, he was a -8. He was definitely over point per game, 14.7 shot percentage. So not bad. But this year he wasn't there very often. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Ovechkin wasn't even going a point per game. 68 games played, 7 is just a point off with 48 goals, which is amazing, but then only 19 assists. So that's where minus 12 also. That was only like his fourth minus for a whole season career. So we'll see because
both of them are
he has
dropping off,
won.
but Ovi's still sniping them.
Yeah, so he has won at least one award in every single season of his career. So
That's
we'll see if that.
amazing.
Yeah, there was
Holy,
only
hold
one
on.
season where he won one.
Hold on. 06, 07? What about 07, 08? Nope. All right,
Yeah, I have
so
a chart here.
Crosby hasn't.
Yeah, so every year at least one award. See if that continues. Honestly, I kind of like watching. Like even if like as an Islander fan, I
Wait, watching
still
who?
cheer for Ovechkin. For
Oh yeah,
Ovechkin,
because he's fun to
like
watch.
he's just one of those players that like no matter what team you like, you just have to root for. He's just that good.
Yeah, like you're just like, holy crap, it's amazing. And he's 34 now, and he's still absolutely destroying it. I think he came in the year before Crosby did, and Crosby is getting injured. He's not putting up as many points, but Ovechkin is still absolutely killing the game. Um, like Ovechkin's absolutely amazing. In the 2018-19 season, uh, Sidney Crosby put up 100 points flat, and had a plus minus of 36. He's actually his plus minus has only been minus. Oh no, he had a -8 this season. But other than that, he only had a minus in his first season when he had a -1. But other than that, he's been plus.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I think of Ovechkin and Crosby. Two of the best players in the league still. I can't wait to see because they're aging like fine wine, and especially Ovechkin. I definitely think he's gonna be in here till he's 40. But whether he's gonna break the goal record that the great Wayne Gretzky put in over 40 years ago now, well, technically only 20 years ago is when his career ended. But after that, we never thought it'd be broken, and Crosby has a legitimate chance of breaking it. Isn't he in the 700 club or
Yeah.
600?
Ovechkin. Ovechkin got his 700th, I believe. So that was exciting.
Yeah, so he's only, I think 892 is Gretzky. So he's almost 200 off, and he's got a few years to do it. I think if he scores 50 goals for another couple seasons, he should be en route for it. And I think
Yeah.
definitely his teammates will be feeding him those goals. Like they're gonna be like, dude, we gotta get him to pass it. So boom, boom, boom. He'll be getting us. He'll have a whole bunch of people trying to get him the puck. I definitely think that the Caps are gonna pull together for him on that one.
Yeah. So they'll definitely try to help him out, I'm sure.
Yeah, and unless he gets like some kind of, I don't know, injury, knock on wood, he doesn't. But as long as as long as he doesn't get injured or some crap happens, I think he's gonna get it. He's probably gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing. What he's gonna do, what he can do, what he's done is amazing too. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you have one more person before we end the podcast for the night?
Let's look through. We can do. How about we'll go over Panarin because he had a very big breakout.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll pull up his stats. Lay some numbers on me.
So he played 69 games, nice, scored 32 goals, 63 assists for 95, and he had a plus 36. So
That's a really good season, and he's a big
yeah,
part of
it's
the reason that the Rangers were as good as they were toward the end of the season. And him and Zibanejad were probably the biggest impacts on that New York Rangers team, 100%.
yeah. So since the beginning, like looking at his stats throughout the years, he's always been growing. Have just been going up. His goals, assists have just been going up, and this was just a great breakout year for him. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna end up staying on the Rangers for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and
How old is
they
he?
might. He is 28.
All right. So yeah, he's got a few more years, and he's definitely gonna. I'm sure he'll use the disadvantage. I don't think we've seen the last of him. Definitely not. However, he's
Yeah,
got to get his hair under control.
who
But
Panarin?
yeah, but we don't have to talk about that. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching the first ever podcast. I think it was a success. I enjoyed sitting down and talking about hockey with my friend Billy Schwalbach for a little bit. Um,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Can't wait for more episodes every week, Friday at 7
Absolutely.
p.m.
So we will see you guys next Friday at 7 p.m. for episode 2 of Down by the Rink. All right, guys. I will see you guys next time. And bye.